Hi, this is Ryan from Cincy Life Community News. It's July 24th, 2015, and I'm reporting on another incident in Pocatello, Idaho concerning police misconduct. Now, I've reported on my own case, plenty, where I was assaulted at my own house by somebody who admitted that the assault was perpetrated by them to the police and the discovery evidence, and they charged me with a crime even though I was merely defending myself. I thought that was police misconduct, especially based on the advice of the police officer when he asked me if I wanted to file charges, and I said no because it's family. And he gave me some advice on, that what I was, saying on the internet that caused the disturbance apparently was not illegal, whatever. Anyway, now this new case comes up where this Detective Steven Westfall is restraining a suspect, an alleged suspect of trespassing, who is already detained, already being restrained by other officers. His face is on the hood of a car, and this detective comes up, and the guy sasses him. He starts mouthing off to him, and you can see the anger in this detective's face. That he's being sassed by this guy. He's being spoken down to by this suspect, and he takes his elbow and he pile drives the guy right in his face, while his face is planted firmly on the car of the cop car that he's on. I don't know the name of the suspect. They haven't released it in a police interview with the chief. They wouldn't, the media asked, and the police wouldn't release the name of this man. I hope they do release the name of this man, and I hope he does crowdfunding for his legal defense, because I will be one of the contributors. I was railroaded by my case. I couldn't make it to Idaho in order to face the charges in court. They offered me a bond forfeiture deal where they drop the charges and I give them money, basically extortion money as I call it. If I give them money, they'll drop the charges, because they know I wasn't guilty. Obviously, if they thought I was, they would have taken me to court and put me on trial and stuff. But because I couldn't make it to court, I'm 2,600 miles away. I have doctor's appointments. I have limited funds. I had to forfeit my money to these people for charging me for a crime of defending myself, essentially, just defending myself in my own home against an assaulter. And I don't have a criminal charge, but I'm out money. If I'm going to be out money, if these people are going to railroad me like that, I'm going to stand up and defend other people in the same situation. And this man, whoever he is, who got assaulted, will definitely have my support. But I brought this up right here because it's obvious, crime is an industry in Bannock County, and it creates jobs for police officers. It creates revenue for the city. They admit to getting money from the state for these jails. The state is paying, let's see, I think it was $40 or $50. Oh, wait, yeah, $40 per day per state prisoner is what the local jail gets in Pocatello, Bannock County Jail. And now, because they have so many people in on victimless crimes like trespassing, they took this guy to jail for trespassing on a public property. He was at an IRS building. They took him to jail. Victimless crime, right? Nobody's a victim except for him in this. And so now they're going to expand the jail to keep more and more people in this jail. And they want $10 to $20 million from the taxpayers by November. And that's what they're pleading to the taxpayers is, hey, we need to expand our jail. We have more people, more crimes, whatever. My whole premise on this, and when I was doing Clovis Star, our newspaper, show you our newspaper here, clovisStar.com, and I think this is why the police retaliated against me, is that I was already condemning them months before I got charged with any kind of a crime. I was condemning them for their use of taxpayer money to buy military equipment. In this edition here, the winter spring edition, I talked about their use of taxpayer money for military vehicles. And in this other quarterly magazine that I put out in fall of 2014, I talked about how the economic development budget has stayed $75,000 for over a decade. That's what they spend for economic development in Pocatello. The police budget typically goes up over $100,000 a year. It's already well over $1 million. They just got another increase of over $100,000. Actually, I think it was $96,000 for their last increase from 2013, 2014 budget. And the jobs are leaving. When I was there, 12 stores went out of business, 4 of them in the mall. Radio Shack went out of business, Sears went out of business, Orange Julius, Mario's Pizza, Royal Laundry, many mom and pop businesses, and my own store went out of business in Pocatello, basically because they railroaded me with these charges. I got charged with a stupid crime in February 17th is when they charged me with a misdemeanor disorderly conduct for fighting this guy off of me at my house when he came to my house and assaulted me. And by March 20th, I had gave up my business and moved out of Pocatello. Well, we moved out in April, but I closed my business down. It was right by Walmart. I was paying like $1,600 a month for rent. We were hiring, we were selling, we were making tax revenue for the city. And because they railroaded me like this in a false charge, we gave up the business. We sold our home there. We're not paying, real estate taxes there anymore. We're not paying sales taxes anymore. And this is the problem. They continue to police people. They continue to press charges on people for victimless crimes. And they continue to increase their police budget extraordinarily and not stimulate the economy with their economic development budget. So taxes are going to persecute people and not to stimulate the economy. So the more people that are out of work, the more crime there is. That's a statistic that's, common throughout the society. If unemployment's high, crime is also high. So they continue to penalize people. They continue to build huge jails. They want to double the size of this jail and add another 260 beds at the expense of $20 million to the taxpayers. They continue to make criminals out of people for victimless crimes. And then they wonder why there's more crime and more crime. Well, it's because you're never adding to the economic development budget, and that's the problem right there. So, I'm going to continue to ride these guys on this. It's terrible, terrible what they do. And if it wasn't for these police cameras, you wouldn't see this guy, elbowing this suspect in the face, for mouthing off to him. It's crazy. Watch this. You won't even believe. See that? Bam! The guy's head is firmly planted on the police cruiser. He's not moving. Boom! That guy just hits him in the head with his elbow. This is our out-of-control police. See, check this out. The guy's head is on the hood of the car. Boom! Because he was sassing him. You got to hear the tape. It wasn't, anything to do with restraining the guy. The police officer decided he needed, this Detective Steven Westfall decided he needed to step in because the guy was mouthing off. That was the only reason. And so he comes around the other officers who already had him detained. There's like 4 officers. There's 1 gal and 3 other officers holding this guy down. And Detective Westfall comes over because he's sassing him, takes his elbow, smashes him in his temple, and probably gave him a concussion. But yeah, please support this guy. That's all I can say is, we need to stand up for our citizens. When the police are not doing what they've sworn an oath to do, protect and serve, when all they're doing is making criminals out of people for victimless crimes and attacking people violently like they continuously do, we need to stand up against that. And so that's my request. Check us out at xcannabis.com, and you can also see us at clovisstar.com. This is Ryan. Peace out.